Wait, is the thing plugged in? The Ethernet?
Yes, it is.
Okay. What's up, everyone? Happy Halloween. I love Halloween. Okay, today we're going to talk about some, we're going to get right into it. A couple announcements. As I always do, I'm doing my discount in my store. The discount code is RB1031. Today's date. Maybe not in Europe. It's not today's date. You would do them backwards, but it's 1031 1031. So I was doing a live stream on Instagram yesterday. For those of you that don't follow me on Instagram, it's at RickBeato1. And I've instructed Billy to banhammer anybody that says "say my name." Anybody that says "say my name," Billy, you just ban them, unless they delete their comment. I'm just joking. So I want to talk about, first of all, we're going to talk about playing over static chords, and we want to do something dark for Halloween. So we're going to talk about Phrygian. Phrygian's a dark mode. It's a dark, it's one of the darkest modes. It's a great mode for Halloween. It's one of my favorite Halloween modes. Okay, so I'm going to play a chord. I was messing around. When I get a new guitar, I always play chords like this. And I see how they ring. If they ring nicely and are really perfectly in tune, then I would say, okay, this guitar is worth buying, okay? Anytime you have a major second interval like that, major seconds more than minor seconds. Minor seconds, you don't notice the tuning discrepancies as much as major seconds. And when you have fifths, fourths, and fifths, it really, anytime you have those perfect intervals there, it needs to really ring true and sound good acoustically. So I was messing around with this progression, just this one chord. Let's see. I'm using my little freeze pedal here. And so I started taking these chord shapes that I was just playing and building lines off them. And you're hearing these, right? Okay, so here's a scale. So it has the flat 2, 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7. So it's got a flat 2, flat 6, flat 7, but that flat 2 really gives the sound of that mode. Okay, so the idea that I played based off this chord shape, that chord shape, that's like a kind of a Holdsworthian chord shape there. I think it's beautiful there. Let me do it again. Listen. Ooh, love that. And then... Okay, so the idea I'm playing is I play up this arpeggio, and then I find a note on the high E string. I say, is that right? No, it'd be there, right? And then I come down. Then I'd say, is this note? No, it's there. I actually know where the notes are, but... Love that sound. So that's playing, taking a chord shape and moving it. All in Phrygian, so that's all in A Phrygian, all the notes of F major. And then ooh, no, it should be this one though. I missed. Then this one. I love that. Okay, so that's just taking one chord shape, moving it diatonically through a key, and then finding some intersecting notes here to turn it around and bring it back to the bottom. Billy, I'm serious about these things. You know what to do. Okay, now I want to talk about playing over chord changes using scales and arpeggios, outlining chord changes. And probably the best thing to practice is over this progression. This is a 3-6-2-5, or it could be a 1-6-2-5. It'd be a 1-6-2-5 if it were F major 7 as a substitute for A. Okay, so that would be 1-6-2-5, right? Or 3-6-2-5. So I'll go 1, 6. It's a dominant 6. It's really a 5 of 2. 2, 5. Or a 3-6-2-5. That would be 3-6-2-5. Okay, so if I have a chord progression like this, 3, 6, 2, 5, or 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. Okay, so if you were to walk this, you could do that. You go 3, 6, 2, 5, 1, 6, 2, 5. So I can alternate those two different progressions. 1-6-2-5 and 3-6-2-5 are exactly the same. Now, if I take a position, this exercise or this concept is on page 342 of the Beato book. Once again, the Beato book and anything in my store is on sale, 30% off, and the discount code today is RB1031, 1031. So we're going to take this position of F major because these chords are all in F major. So I'm going to take this A Phrygian scale, which we just went over. If you're wondering why I started out with that, it's because, what's up, Green Arrow? It's because I wanted to take this exact position here that we've just been hearing and start using that position, those notes of F major, and figure out where these arpeggios are for these different chords in here. Okay, so A minor 7. So if you have 2 beats on each of these, you're going to have to go... okay, that's a very common jazz cliche there. So ba 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 ba. I'm going to end up here on the 3rd of the G minor, the B note B flat. Okay, so right there, let's say I take a line like that. A minor 7, D7 flat 9, there's my flat 9. Here's my G minor 7. So I'm playing 3rd, 4th, 5th, flat 7 to the 3rd of C7 to the flat 9. So I'm making this a C7 flat 9. And that's as if I'm resolving to the 3rd of F major right here on the note A. So. Okay, now the second part that I did there, then I did A minor 7. Those are all notes A minor 7, but just displaced. Root 3rd, flat 7 to the 5th, to the 3rd D7. So I did. There's the same thing as I did, but I used it in a different way. And I ended up in that same B flat that I did. The first time I went, but this time I'm going to go. Okay, so this time I'm going from the flat 3rd of the G minor. You can slow these down and rewind them and play them over. And then we're going to go to the sharp 5 of the C7. And I'm going to outline the C augmented sound. So I'm going to go sharp 5, 3rd, root, flat 7. And then either down to the root of the A minor 7 or the 3rd of the F major 7. Okay, so I've got this. Oh, I did it wrong, huh? I think I did, hold on. Yeah, I did. So, okay, this is what I actually did. So the same line, 3rd, flat 9 to the root to the flat 7. Same thing, down the octave. So and then I use that. Then I use that sharp 5 sound. So then so that is a 3-6-2-5 line. So you can hear those chord changes when I'm playing that. You can hear that I'm, every time those chords change, it's very obvious. that's really the bebop kind of sound there, is outlining those chord changes. But what it does by learning them in one position, A minor 7, D7, flat 9. So I got A minor 7, G minor 7, C7, could be C7 flat 9, right? That's more modern sounding, so. So, or did so I did. So I'm seeing all these little chord shapes in here. These are out of key. So I've got this F major scale here that works on A minor 7 and G minor 7, but on the D7 flat 9, you have to use a different scale. And on the C7, you have to use a different scale. You can use the alter dominant scale. So that'd be like there. Then we're back to A minor 7. What's up, Phil? Do all these notes fit in A Phrygian, or some of them leaving the scale? Well, I'm leaving the scale. I just described that. So I'm using progressions like this. So it could be A minor 7 here, D7, G minor 7, C7 altered. What's up, Laura? Mikhail, let's see. Thank you for doing all the work. You personally have grown so much learning from the out-of-book informative ideas. Thank you. Oh, you're very welcome. Hey, Peter, how are you? Peter, I'm doing some bebop for you. So, really being able to navigate through these kind of chord progressions is when you have complete control of your instrument. The best way to practice them is always in descending progressions, like descending 2-5-1 progressions. And what I would do when I was first learning is I would take the arpeggios, like I said, and I would just do. And I play an arpeggio. It'd be a D7 flat 9 arpeggio. One flat 9, third, fifth, flat 7. And then G minor 7 would be here. That's like a B flat major 7. And then I could play C7. And then resolve down to the third of the F major chord there. That's why you're here, Peter. Okay, so I'm in this one position though. You can hear all these things are. So if I go. So this A minor 7 though is a Phrygian. So that's really a Phrygian. So I played that flat second for you, so you can actually hear that I'm thinking on the A minor 7. I'm thinking. And you can play F major over it. So that's really the also going through different chord patterns that are there. So you start to see where they are. So I'm thinking F major 7, D7, F major 7, D7 flat 9, G minor 7, C7 altered, F major 7, D7 altered, G minor 7, C7 flat 9. So being able to play those chord shapes in position and moving them up is a really important thing to be able to do as well. So if I play this F major 7, D7, G minor 7, I use that as a passing diminished there. And then I say, okay, well, where's the next D7 chord above that? I could go like that, right? Because this would be a D7, like a 13 flat 9 sound, but I could do that. I go 3, 6, 2, 5, 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. You see, hearing that 6, or sorry, 6, 2, 2, 5, 1. So I'm walking up here. I'm thinking that note on that chord, that note on that chord, da 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 da, or da. I could go bump da 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 da. So I did. That'd be my sub for G minor 7, and then so those being able to connect those chords with that kind of voice leading is really, really important. Knowing where all these different inversions are. And I'm just thinking like, okay, I've got an F major 7, my D7 chord, I can play D over F sharp or F sharp diminished 7, G minor 7, I could play G sharp diminished 7, so that'd be, so that is that linear thing. I'm thinking of that top note of each chord. Da, 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 right? Da, 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 Anyways, is this how Alan Holdsworth played by connecting the scales? Well, that's some of the ideas that Alan did. But what Alan would do is he would break a scale out, and he would. So if I take this just G minor 7 chord, right, and I take some intervals like, let's say I go, and I think, okay, what is the next scale tone for each one here? And I think, okay, no, that's not right. And then just connect those different or if I do on three strings like that. It's hard to play. Those are like Holdsworth kind of voices there with seconds and then intervals like 6 like that. I love those big interval jumps that Alan did. Just love that. So that's those are some concepts that I've been thinking about lately. That's really the that's just some of the ideas I've been thinking about. Let me see here. Wes was the guy for great chord progressions. That's true, Peter. Wes Montgomery would take a group of probably about 25 chords and use them in 100 different ways. You know, if you take a chord fragment, let's say I take a chord fragment like this. Well, this chord fragment is really G minor 7 flat 5, right? But if I put an A in the bass, it becomes an A7 sharp 5 flat 9. If I put an E flat in the bass, it becomes an E flat 9 chord. By the way, discount code is RB1031 for the Beato book, which you guys should get because you're going to want to learn the exercise on page 343. Okay, so this chord shape, you can see it in all these chords. You can see it in G minor 7 flat 5, which is right like that, A7 altered, B flat minor 6, right? If I put C in the bass, then it becomes a C7 sus4 flat 9, which is actually a cool sound. I like to use that like if I'm playing in a 2-5-1. So I like that. So that's a cool. But that's like a West kind of a thing. Then you can play it up here for E flat 9. So West would take that and go, okay. He'd take those voicings, right? Take those 4 voice inversions of that chord. And he would use those if he was playing a 2-5-1 in D. Or if he was playing a 2-5-1 in F, he might play G minor 7, and then I'm going to go. So this was, I did like a C sus4 flat 9. Sorry. Most people don't use it. That's actually an uncommon one right there. So that would be. Okay, you could use it as an E flat 7 chord if you were doing a 2-5-1 in A flat major. Okay, so I did B flat minor 7. Okay, so I use that chord in a lot of different ways. Just those 3 chord forms. That as an E flat 7, I could use it as a. Many different uses for the same chords, and that's what Wes was really a master of, is actually how to take just a few concepts and reuse them in a ton of different situations. Okay, this dude's gone here. Okay, goodbye. So that's really the concept of the day today. I want to take that one key. I started in A Phrygian there, right? I took those positions. And then I showed how to use that position to play over a 3-6-2-5. It's always about knowing where these arpeggio fragments are. I mean, that's really the key to all this stuff, and be able to switch them right in the right timing. It's very good to. I think that's a great thing to practice. That's probably the thing that helped my playing the most early on, our chord inversions, and be able to play over chord changes in each position. So that's it for today, everybody. You guys are the best. This is a good time to pick up the Beato book, 30% off. Sale's only going until tomorrow. It's a Halloween sale. RB 1031. You guys are the best. Have a great night trick-or-treating. We'll see ya.